呵，你醒啦？你中咗暑，昏迷咗3日噶啦。我哋之前都以為你死梗噶啦，估唔到仲覺得翻喎。睇你個樣，好似發咗個噩夢喎。話唔埋走馬燈咧，你都幾硬淨噶喎。仲有少少水啊，你飲埋佢啊！屌，呢部車咁撚熱都有嘅。喂，咩料啊？
夠鐘放風啊！
槍聲喎！
係咪打劫啊？老笠啊！
你冇撚嘢啊嘛？打劫都唔會劫囚車啦！瀨嘢啦呢次，呢度乜嘢都睇唔到喎。
出嚟啦！
哦，你哋係咩人啊？係咪嚟救我哋噶？求下你放咗我哋啊！
安靜啲，排成一排，企嚟呢邊。嗱，攞住啲鐵鏟，唔想死嘅就同我掘個窿先。
吓？
點解啊？
爽手啲咪嘥我時間。
咁好啦，不過你一定要應承放過我哋噶，我求下你啊！
抌晒啲死屍落去，搞掂。而家企入個窿度，好多謝你哋咁配合。跟住落嚟，你哋可以唞下，永遠都唔使再做嘢啦。
求下你哋啊！我淨係想翻貝陽咋。
我唔係死囚嚟噶，我衰偷嘢嘅啫嘛。屌，仲慘過衰喺差佬手上。
點會咁噶？你話放過我哋噶？
我的確係咁講過嘅。咁你下世記住， 千祈唔好信黑幫講嘅嘢啊！
救我哋啊！冇殺我啊！
人齊啦，嗬！開槍！
係嘅，大佬。你哋仲想走？
唔好殺我啊！
唔好殺我啊！
媽咪，媽咪啊！
呢度仲有兩個啊！死啦！唔好殺我啊！我唔想死啊！要怪就怪背陽啦！
呢條友搞咩啊？
佢搶我支槍啊！小心啊！
喺咁嘅環境都仲可以抵抗，真係太美妙啦！嚟，俾我再睇下你嘅求生意志啊！喂，咁就玩完噶啦！你呢啲係咩眼神？你咁樣同條死屍有咩分別啊？仲以為係隻生猛嘅龍蝦，點知打開就得個殼，真係掃興！我就偏偏唔殺你，由得你喺啲沙度慢慢風乾。攞走班監躉嘅腳鐐，我哋有用。係，跟住同我擁咗佢哋，搞掂就走，爽手啲啊！我哋唔可以喺度逗留咁耐。
喂，我唔該你遞高隻腳啦。
啊？啊，條頸好冤啊！尋晚又趴喺張台度瞓着咗啦。不過好在應承布萊恩整嘅機械臂都整完啦，簡直係最完美嘅作品。我真係好叻啊！好啦，而家都好晏噶啦，直接攞過去俾佢啦。差啲唔記得咗呢樣添。爸爸，我哋出門啦。布萊恩，我嚟啦！
柯羅莎姐姐，早晨啦！
艾米，早晨啦！
小心啲啊，艾米！柯羅莎姐姐手上面仲攞住嘢噶。
係。
唔緊要嘅，布萊恩，艾米佢仲細啊嘛。
柯羅莎，你都唔係好大嘅咋，咁快整好咗個機械臂啦，仲要麻煩你攞過嚟添，唔該你啊！
哎呀，你唔好咁客氣啦，搞到我都周身唔自在啊！再講啊，我自己都戴咗機械手套，拎乜嘢都唔覺得重啊！
咁又係嘅，好在有你咋，呢啲故障如果搵公司嘅人嚟搞啊，可能成個星期都唔使做嘢啦。
柯羅莎姐姐，我尋日手工課整咗公仔啊，我哋一齊玩啦，好唔好啊？
哇，你好犀利啊！不過姐姐同你爸爸要出去做嘢啦，你都要返學㗎係咪？
哦。咁你今晚會唔會嚟我屋企啊？
會，我梗係會啦。
耶，好嘢啊！
柯羅莎，珍妮，早晨啊！
早晨啊，你食咗早餐未啊？
吓，我啊，
唉，我都知噶啦。嗱，攞去啦，午餐都喺裏邊噶啦。
好嘢啊！我最中意食珍妮煮嘅飯噶啦。
真係啊，成日都係咁。如果你捱壞咗，我點對得住你媽媽喎？
咪係咯，你爸爸媽媽將你交俾我唔可以令佢哋失望噶。
你仲好意思講嘅？最衰都係你啊，成日要佢幫手整嘢。
哎呀，
你唔好鬧佢啦，珍妮。我哋要去碼頭啦，去遲咗嘅又會俾人話噶啦。
今晚記得過嚟食飯啊！
我知啦。
喂，過嚟呢邊卸貨啊！
嚟啦！
咁收舊嘅杯仔放佢啊！
鬼叫你窮啊，頂硬上啊！
鬼叫你窮啊，頂硬上啦！
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 鬼叫你窮啊，頂硬上啊！鬼叫你窮啊，頂硬上啦！
加油啊！今日嗌呢個口號啊！我記得細個嗰陣，爸爸都係喺碼頭嗌呢個口號噶。碼頭到而家一直都冇變過。聽講呢度嘅工人一做就係成世，直到喐唔到啦先至停低。我真係成世都要喺碼頭度做嘢。
喂，靚妹，集中精神啊！
係。我應該點選擇好呢？
睇住啊，柯羅莎，小心啲啊嘛！
我知啦。
睇路啊，做乜嘢啊？唔舒服啊？
唔係，冇嘢啊。
唉，
呢個靚妹呢排搞咩咧？
喂，你有冇發覺咧？柯羅莎最近好似有啲心事啊！
碼頭呢排冇咩生意啊嘛，正常嘅。
我就覺得唔係啦。
人哋啲女仔嘢啊，我哋呢班男人識乜鬼啊？
一陣同布萊恩講，叫佢去問下。
揾我有咩事啊？
布萊恩，你喺度就啱啦。柯羅莎佢咧，
所以我都唔明喎。
唉，總之布萊恩呢件事就靠晒你啦。
咁冇計啦，我收工問下。
發生咩事啊？
邊個拉鐘啊？
係嗰邊有個警察啦。
警察？
全部停低先，集中埋一齊，大家配合啲，擺低手上嘅嘢先。
搞咩啊？
聽講最近舊城區有黑幫搞事，唔通係因為呢樣嘢？
但日光日白，黑幫都唔會嚟我哋碼頭搞事啦。
我哋係貝漾警察局刑偵組第一分隊，麻煩大家配合我哋工作。
刑偵組？
布萊恩，你知唔知搞邊科啊？
你哋唔使擔心，應該唔關我哋班工人事嘅。以前咪有警察嚟過突擊搜查嘅，都係為咗查走私貨同埋西方紅線嗰啲走私犯。
去格拉加姆嗰啲走私犯啊？
咁咪即係同海盜同流合污嘅人？唔通我哋搬緊貨嘅呢隻船係嗰班海盜嘅？絕對唔可以放過嗰班海盜啊！
唔使擔心，而家呢艘凡伊斯號貨船嘅船主係熟客嚟嘅，佢係貝漾本地人，即係嗰間清關公司嘅漢斯老闆。你哋都識佢㗎？
漢斯老闆？咁肯定冇可能同海盜有關啦。
係咯，漢斯老闆係我哋呢度嘅企業家，份人仲好好添㗎。
佢冇可能同格拉加姆嗰班人勾結嘅。
所以先叫你哋冷靜啲咯。
布萊恩，發生咗咩事啊？
我都唔知啊，睇下警察點講啦。
我係刑偵組嘅蒂姆查克。我哋接到報案，有個在逃嘅疑犯要通過你哋嘅貨船偷渡離開貝漾，諗住喺呢個碼頭上船。
偷渡？
我哋問過船主，亦即係清關公司嘅老闆漢斯凡伊斯，佢證實清關公司仲有班船員同呢件事無關。咁即係話，疑犯想利用木箱嚟逃走。我需要檢查每一個運上凡伊斯號嘅木箱，麻煩你哋搬晒去碼頭啊！
搞咩啊？
有冇搞錯啊？搬上搬落而家玩咩？
唔該，大家配合下。
跳！
好啦，大家聽到阿 Sir 點講㗎啦，搬啲箱過嚟啦。
大家一齊過嚟幫手啊！
真係爛泥扶唔上壁啊！
唉，阿頭唔使咁勞氣喎。
拉個經濟犯都搞到咁大陣仗，以為我哋好得閒咩？
話晒嗰個犯令到伊利薩人嘅銀行損失咗咁大筆錢，嗰班伊利薩富商喺市政又咁把炮喎，局長都要聽市政聽 order 做嘢啊，你明㗎啦。
係啦，最近非法藥品走私案查成點啊？我記得有情報講同舊城區有關嘅嗬。
呢單嘢仲查緊啊！
仲未有進展啊？
副局長就嚟發爛渣噶啦。呢段時間海沙單案仲棘手個黑幫啊。
嗯，我哋會盡快揾線索噶啦。
哼，爽手啲啊！
居然有人匿喺個箱度偷渡，唔通係罪犯？佢犯咗咩罪呢？啊！點會咁嘅？
貝壤嘅海風仲係咁鹹啊！差啲焗死啊！
喂，
你好啊，你係咪警察啊？
吓，我係工人嚟噶咋？
係你掟爛個箱嘅咧。我本來諗住自己打開個蓋嘅，但係唔知道邊位喺外面又加多咗幾粒釘，真係離晒譜。
其實我哋搬箱之前都會封口先噶。
原來係咁，淑女千慮必有一失，古人誠不欺昂。
九唔搭八，佢講咩啊？
唔理點都好，真係唔該晒你啊！如果唔係你，我真係會焗死喺入邊。相識都算係緣分啦。你叫咩名啊？
我叫柯羅莎。咪住先，你點解仲有心情喺度傾偈㗎？嗰啲警察揾緊你喎。
啊，終於揾到上門啦！我仲以為今次佢哋又會行錯地方添。
吓？
啊，冇乜嘢啦。柯羅莎係咪？我記住啦，開箱出櫃之恩有緣在報。係咁，後會有期啦。
等陣先啊！
你仲有問題咩？
你係咩人啊？點解啲警察要捉你㗎？
我啊，應該就係正義朋友嗰類角色咯。
正義嘅人又點會俾警察捉啊？
梗係會啦！飛天怪盜克拉克，你冇睇過咩？
有啊，我有睇過啊。咁即係話，你就好似入邊嗰啲俠盜咁？唔係啊，應該係女怪盜先啱啊。
唔係噃，係黑暗犯罪王啊！
呢個名一聽就知係大反派啦。咪住先，入邊有呢個角色嘅咩？
講笑咋？係啦，點解你會戴住機械手套嘅？
我梗係要戴住啦，我係呢度嘅工人嚟噶。
你犀利喎，女仔居然可以用機械臂用到咁純熟啊！嗰個妖女係特例啊！
吓，好犀利咩？我由細到大都喺度做嘢，就好似食飯瞓覺咁，每日都喺度重複。同我相比，你嘅冒險生活一定好精彩啫。
你呢個妹妹仔都幾得意噃，
居然叫我妹妹仔。
你喺度揦埋塊面都無補於事噶。既然你想改變，做咩唔直接辭職啫？
吓，辭職？
揾到啦，喺嗰度啊！
弊啦，過嚟呢邊啦！
咦？
喂，咪走啊！
好快就到啦！
捉到你啦，哈利小姐。
點會咁㗎？
我係負責刑偵組同走私案嘅，所以我對碼頭好熟悉。你係咪佢同黨啊？
我
原來係咁，睇嚟我係中咗你計，俾你哋包圍咗添。做得好啊，你呢個合法公民。
吓？
收聲！你竟然扮到俾我挾持，實際喺度配合班警察，你都幾蠱惑㗎喎。 激氣啊！我挾持嘅人質居然咁聰明都有嘅。
唔好反抗啦，乖乖地投降啦。呢個女工人我就當冇見過。
事到如今，我呢種手無縛雞之力嘅淑女要點反抗喎？我走佬嘅計劃都失敗咗啦。嚟啦，捉我啦！呢個就係罪犯嘅結局。
你哋同我帶佢翻去啦。
去。
你有權保持沉默。
係啦，順便問下，我呢次大概要判幾耐啊？
判幾耐就係法官嘅事啦。
透露下又唔會少忽肉嘅。
哼，你咁問係咪想減刑啊？
你生得咁靚女入去嘥晒啦，我會幫你講幾句好說話嘅。
竟然一腳硬佢下邊，
都係集埋警保險啲。喂，呢一腳判幾年啊？
佢究竟講緊乜嘢啊？佢係咪濕濕地噶？
我教唔好班僆係我嘅問題，不過你唔使擔心喎，監獄係包飯嘅。
睇嚟都有排踎啦。
我哋走。
喂，合法公民，我哋有緣再見啦！
吓？咩話？後會有期？
呢個世界真係咩怪人都有嘅，不過咁先係背陽啊嘛。
好啦，快返工啦，快做嘢。咁做嘢先啦。咦？我條頸鏈呢？吓？唔係啩？爸爸條頸鏈，千祈唔好啊！點解會唔見咗嘅？唔通係頭先跑步嗰陣跌咗？
做咩啊，柯羅莎？突然咁緊張嘅？
我
咩話？唔見咗條頸鏈？你唔使擔心，我同工頭講下，我哋一齊揾。
喂，你嗰邊有冇啊？
冇喎。
碼頭已經揾勻晒咯，就係揾唔到嘅，可能係跌咗落海啊！
柯羅莎，
真係唔該晒你哋啊！你哋仲有嘢做，我自己揾得噶啦。
唔好意思啊。
你加油啊！我哋會幫你搬埋你嗰份噶啦。
唔該晒，唔該晒你哋啊！
唉，柯羅莎，柯羅莎，算啦，柯羅莎，由得佢啦。
係我太粗心啦，咁重要嘅嘢都會整唔見， 仲耽誤咗公事，要人哋做埋我啲嘢。聽日一定要好好地多謝大家先得啊！仲連累埋布萊恩你，一直陪到我咁夜。明明珍妮同艾米仲喺度等緊你噶嘛。
柯羅莎，
唔使擔心啦，反正條頸鏈都唔值錢嘅。總之，我真係個蠢材啊！由細到大都係咁嘅。對唔住啊，爸爸。
你好返啲未啊？
我冇事啦，多謝你啊。
對唔住啊，口口聲聲話要照顧你，但係呢個時候就咩都幫唔到手。
布萊恩，你已經幫咗我好多噶啦。碼頭呢份工都係你介紹俾我噶。
因為你爸爸都幫咗我好多，大瑞先生對我有恩，我當正你係我自己個女噶，咁我有咩幫到你啊？
布萊恩，其實我最近一直喺度諗緊一件事。
咩事啊？
我覺得我可能唔適合喺碼頭度做嘢。
你咁講，即係想辭職？
我原本冇咁諗過噶，但係今日有人提醒咗我。
就係嗰個奇怪嘅女仔啊？
係啊。你唔好誤會啊，布萊恩。喺碼頭做嘢我好開心，亦都唔怕辛苦。但係每日都見到咁多人喺度來來往往，你都知啦，呢度咩人都有。
世界各地嘅人都有。
冇錯，佢哋嚟到貝洋，每個人都有自己嘅事業。嚟到港口只不過係佢哋嘅第一站，但係對我嚟講，港口就好似已經係終點站。呢一世都會留喺呢度搬箱，我都唔知自己係咪想成世都係咁。
咁啊？
布萊恩，你有乜嘢好嘅建議啊？
柯羅莎，你聰明過我，又堅強過我。其實我一直覺得你喺碼頭做嘢係嘥咗你㗎。
一直？
但係，只不過呢，柯羅莎，我從來冇同你提過呢一件事。咁係因為呢一座城市並冇你想象中咁溫柔㗎。
呢座城市？
碼頭工人雖然好攰，收入都好低，但係因為有清關公司呢一個保護傘，所以仲算係安全同埋體面。喺其他地方學多啲嘢都係幾好嘅，可能賺嘅錢仲多好多添，但都可能俾黑心老闆呃，可能捲入黑幫嘅糾紛，可能會俾人陷害。喺呢座城市入邊，一切都有可能發生㗎。你做好心理準備未啊？
我
唔使㗎，你仲有好多時間可以慢慢考慮嘅。但係呢，對唔住啊，我呢世都要留喺呢一個港口。對於辭職去做其他事，係就係有諗過嘅，但係就冇勇氣去行出呢一步。我都唔知道離開港口我可以做啲乜嘢。我班朋友都係喺碼頭度做嘢嘅，所以都唔知介紹啲咩俾你做好。你慢慢考慮啦，柯羅莎。我相信你一定會有答案㗎。
多謝你啊，布萊恩。
講翻轉頭啊，你今日唔見咗條頸鏈，可能都係命運嚟㗎。
命？你係話命運啊？
珍妮經常咁講，你都知㗎啦。佢話所有嘢都係整定嘅，佢係好信命啊，大地之神嗰啲嘢㗎。如果佢知道咗，肯定會話唔見咗頸鏈呢件事係大瑞先生同你指明緊方向啊。
係咪爸爸有嘢想同我講呢？唔通係關於辭職嘅事？
咁就要睇你點諗啦。跌咗條頸鏈，可能係想要你拋開煩惱，俾心機做嘢。
有道理。
唔見咗你爸爸嘅遺物，亦都可能係叫你唔好繼續行你爸爸條舊路，去搵份新嘅工。
哇！呢個解釋好正啊，布萊恩，唔通你識算命嘅？
我真係俾珍妮影響得太深啦。總之，仲係要睇你自己點諗。 柯羅莎，呢個係你自己嘅生活方式，你有權自己選擇。無論你點揀，我都一定會支持你㗎。
我明白啦。
行啦，我哋翻去食飯啦。
布萊恩，我今日都係唔去啦。我一定要諗清諗楚，再做決定，唔可以再猶豫不決，影響工作。
好啊，柯羅莎，聽日見。
嗯，聽日見啦。究竟辭唔辭職好啦？當初喺碼頭讀完中學之後就冇錢繼續讀書。自從爸爸過咗身，我就直接去碼頭做嘢啦。除咗搬嘢之外，有時會整理下機械臂，但係呢啲都唔算係咩專業技術啦。唉，點算好啦？就算換咗第份工，我都只能靠做啲粗重嘢搵食。但係起碼可以離開碼頭，識到更加多嘅人啦。貝壤咁大，舊城區、新城區，點都會搵到工啩？定抑或係繼續留喺港口做嘢，儲多啲錢再決定啦。有多啲錢嘅話，做咩都會方便啲啦。好似都有道理。我而家應該有啲乾添。飲樽格拉斯啦。只限今日，唔係，應該係話由今日開始。既然已經作出咗選擇，係咁就要俾心機做嘢。
報紙，新街晚報，總督競選最新內幕，港口黑幫暗流湧動。
我而家應該，或者係時候改變啦。哇，好多人啊！
麵包店請臨時工，新碼頭建設工地招工啊！
喂，妹妹仔，有冇興趣嚟我哋度返夜班啊？
返夜班？
我睇你真係咩都唔識喎。
要識啲咩啊？
好似你咁嘅後生女，夜深人靜最適合啦，梗係喺工地看門口啦。
原來係看門口啊！唔好意思啊，我冇興趣啊。都係啲粗重嘢。不過又係嘅，受過高等教育嘅人又點會嚟呢度揾嘢做啊？
餐廳招工，新城區待遇最好嘅米爾納餐廳，過時不候啊！
米爾納餐廳，我記得呢間老字號喺舊城區好出名噶喎，點解搬咗嚟新城區㗎？咁多人排隊，睇嚟份工應該唔差得去邊噶喎，要唔要試下咧？
你哋聽清楚啊！我就係呢間餐廳嘅老闆亞歷山大米爾納，請唔請你哋係由我話事嘅。今日我哋請一個大堂服務員，全部同我排好隊啊！
你好啊，我喺卡拜特餐廳做過嘢㗎。
米爾納先生，我以前係領班嚟㗎。
咪嘈啊！等我睇過先啊！你唔得，太肥啊！你唔得，肉夠酸。你唔得，一睇知成日吞泡。你唔得，成個毒撚咁。
咁都得罪你咩？
唔得唔得唔得！你望落又得得地喎，起碼啲客人見到你唔會反胃啊！喂，你過嚟。
吓，我嚟睇熱鬧嘅啫喎。
紅頭髮嗰個啊，叫緊你啊，過嚟啊！望落都幾順眼，你可以參加複試啦。今晚收鋪之後咧，嚟餐廳，就喺呢條街行到篤轉左，過兩個路口就到啦。你叫咩名啊？
吓，我叫柯羅莎洛內特嘅。
好，下一個。
唔係啩？無啦啦都俾人揀啱咗？
你唔得啊！把聲成個男人咁。
呢度就係新城區嘅高級餐廳啦，裝修得好架勢啊！鋪地嗰啲石全部都滑捋捋噶，窗簾同地氈仲要係來佬貨嚟嘅添。
哦，你嚟啦？柯爾特係嘛？
我唔係嗰位著名武器設計師，我叫柯羅莎。係啦，其他嚟應聘嘅人呢？
今日淨係得你一個合格嘅啫喎，其他全部都岩岩巉巉咁。
岩岩巉巉？
哼！喺條街度最多都係揾到你呢種貨色嘅啫，請服務員啊，梗係要去專門嘅學校噶啦。
係咁，米爾納老闆點解唔去學校請人噶？
因為佢哋工資要求太……唔講其他嘢啦，你換咗套制服佢，我睇你做嘢爽唔爽手先啦。
咁好啦。老闆，我換好啦。
唔錯，有啲客確實係中意飛機場嘅。
雖然聽唔清佢講乜嘢，但係我硬係覺得佢話緊我咯。
好啦，攞啲碗碟去洗咗佢啦。
係。
哼，呢隻手都幾定㗎喎。
其實我以前喺碼頭做咗好耐嘢噶啦。
原來你喺碼頭做過嘢噶？舊城區定新城區啊？
舊城區啊。
哇，我都係嗰邊大噶喎。舊米爾納餐廳就開喺碼頭冇幾遠啫嘛。
我都有印象啊。所以新城區嘅呢間餐廳係咪老闆新開噶？
梗係啦，而家貝洋嘅商機全部喺晒新城區，跨國企業喺晒呢度噶。掌握呢度嘅人先可以站在呢個時代嘅當當噶。
嚟呢度做嘢，似乎係個正確嘅選擇。
好啦，等我再考下你記性先。呢份係菜譜，你就背呢一頁俾我聽下。
好，等我睇下。除咗以上講嘅主廚推介，今日嘅特價菜係芝麻烤麵餅、炸魚，可以搭配嘅飲品係檸檬味格拉斯汽水。
咁撚犀利嘅，睇嚟你記性幾好喎。
原來我記性咁好㗎喎。
好啦，聽日你就嚟返工啦，我搵個人帶你2日啦。
好啊。係咁，人工呢？
人工時薪20格燈，貼士55分啊！
好似同碼頭做嘢差唔多，唔知咁樣算係多定少啦。咁好啦。
呢條友真係乜柒都唔識噶喎，以佢嘅水平可以攞到40格燈嘅，慳錢啊慳到盡，揾笨啊專揀蠢。
雖然呢份工係誤打誤撞得返嚟㗎，不過起碼都算係揾到新嘅嘢做啊！一於就咁迎接我嘅新生活啦，我一定會俾心機㗎。 。 。 。 。 。。 。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。。
喂，整翻羊扒嚟啊！
啊，係。
喂，嗰啲啤酒咧？
喂，柯羅莎，呢邊啲客係咪你負責㗎？
啊，嚟啦嚟啦！
喂，柯羅莎，快啲去13號台啊
係。
5號台個客等緊㗎，快啲啦！
哦，係。
咪溝懶啊！咪溝你人工㗎！
啊，我即刻過去。
雖然冇碼頭做嘢咁辛苦，但係要應付嘅人就多咗好多。喺碼頭都仲話可以唞下，唔得，唔可以咁諗㗎。既然決定咗轉工，咁就要做好佢。
快啲上菜啦，啲客等緊㗎！
係。
我係第一次嚟㗎。
啊，你好啊，請過嚟呢邊坐。
我係嚟旅行嘅。你呢度有咩好嘢食啊？
主廚菜單喺呢度，唔知你睇唔睇得明咧？需唔需要翻譯？
唔使啦，唔該。
OK， 有咩需要隨時叫我啊。佢望落好似係遠東嚟嘅客人，佢哋嘅姓氏都喺個名前面㗎喎。呢幾日都招呼過幾位咁樣嘅客，佢哋好孤寒㗎，連貼士都唔俾。俾貼士最大方嘅係斯坦米洛人。
喂，柯羅莎妹妹，
你好啊，泰賓先生，今日係咪照舊點你最中意嘅黑啤同埋送酒嘅小食？
冇錯，我要不醉無歸。
塔賓先生，你飲咁多酒對身體唔好㗎。
冇計嘅，最衰嗰個衰婆好衰嘅。女女，呢邊啊，點做啊？
誒，桑大叔，歡迎光臨啊！
柯羅莎，呢排點啊？你係米爾納餐廳嘅枝花嚟㗎喎。
多謝你啊，桑大叔，但係撩我傾偈係要另外加收㗎喎。
啊咁啊？唔好意思啊，唔好意思啊。
柯羅莎，
係嚟啦！嘉羅小姐要全生嘅牛扒係咪？
冇錯，血腥味越濃越好。
好，冇問題。雖然知佢中意食咁重口味嘅嘢，但係我都係接受唔到咯。
哦，係啦，飲品我要血腥瑪麗。
係，好嘅。喂喂，牛扒得未啊？
得啦，你聞下，夠晒血腥。
我而家就去上菜。安羅莎佢真係好搏噶。
佢真係幾認真嘅喎。
而家咁嘅時勢，咁嘅後生女好少見噶啦。
唔知佢可以忍到呢種工資幾耐咧？你咁得閒喺度打牙鉸啊？做嘢啊！係。
係。
即刻去做嘢啊！
係。呢段時間識咗好多人，嚟米爾納餐廳嘅都係我以前完全接觸唔到嘅中產階級。不過其實佢哋同碼頭區嘅人都差唔多啫。老闆呢邊啦，夫人過嚟呢邊啦。
嗯。
嗰啲係去 VIP 區嘅有錢人啊，聽講會俾好多 tips 噶。我仲未有資格去嗰邊做嘢，都係招呼好呢邊嘅客人先啦。
嘿，唔該。
係嚟啦，請問需要啲咩咧？
樽調味料用晒啦，唔該你拎個大樽俾我啊！
黑胡椒，唔好意思啊，我而家即刻去攞俾你啊！麻煩你俾呢個樽我。
唔該晒。
黑胡椒，黑胡椒，我記得櫃台嗰邊放咗好多備用調味料噶喎。
菠蘿生，
老闆有咩吩咐啊？
即刻去2樓嘅 VIP 區，嗰邊有個大客，一定要同我招呼好佢啊！
吓！但係我一直都喺大堂做嘢，仲未接待過 VIP 區嘅客人喎，點算好呢？唉，冇計啦，鬼叫佢係老細咩？但係頭先嗰位客人點算好呢？吓，啱晒啦！前輩，你嚟得啱啦！
咦，係我羅莎啊？有咩事啊？
嗰邊有位外國客人叫我幫手攞胡椒粉俾佢，但老闆要我上2樓接待其他客人啊！你可唔可以幫我去攞胡椒粉俾嗰個客人啊？
好彩唔係叫我幫佢上2樓啫，啲 VIP 好麻煩噶。
梗係冇問題啦，交俾我。
咁做簡直就係一舉兩得啊！唔會得失個客，又可以完成老闆吩咐嘅任務。不過話晒都係新人，可能等前輩帶我去2樓會好啲㗎。唔得 ，VIP 區嘅客人遲早都要面對㗎。1號台、2號台、3號。啊，就喺嗰邊啊！希望唔好遇到啲奇怪嘅客人啦。打攪晒，我係嚟專門為你服務㗎。夫人。你好啊，我叫柯羅莎，有咩可以幫到你？
哦，真係好對唔住。
夫人，係咪有啲咩事啊？
哦，冇嘢。柯羅莎係咪？你好啊，我叫莎拉。
應該唔可以直接叫 VIP 區客人嘅名㗎。夫人，我點稱呼你好呢？
叫我莎拉就得啦。
咁樣太失禮啦，我會俾老闆扣錢㗎。
唔使咁緊張，或者你可以叫我漢斯夫人。雖然我更加中意人哋直接叫我個名，不過如果你覺得叫我漢斯夫人自然啲嘅話，都冇問題㗎。
好啊，漢斯夫人。
柯羅莎，你係咪啱啱嚟呢間餐廳做嘢㗎？
係。真係唔好意思啊！今日係我第1日嚟 VIP 區做嘢。
唔緊要，我都算係第一次嚟。咁嘅話，我哋都一樣。我同我先生曾經去過舊城區嗰間米爾納餐廳，不過新城區呢間就未嚟過。呢度嘅菜式睇落去同舊餐廳有啲唔同喎。
其實真係唔同㗎。新米爾納餐廳匯集大陸8大菜系之精華，海納百川。
哇！原來呢間餐廳咁犀利㗎，多謝你為我介紹啊！
唔使客氣。啊，係啦，多謝你啊，漢斯夫人。
嚇？做咩你會多謝返我嘅？
唔好意思啊。
好啦，唔講笑啦，我哋講返正題啊。本來第一次嚟，我係希望有人推薦菜式俾我。不過既然你都係第1日嚟 VIP 區做嘢，咁就唔難為你啦。我就要一份今日嘅主廚推介套餐啦。
好嘅，一份今日嘅主廚推介，請稍等啊。 漢斯夫人佢都幾 nice 啊！我今日真係好彩啦。
唔該晒你啊，歐羅莎。
唔使客氣，有咩需要隨時叫我啊！漢斯夫人，請問你對今次嘅菜式滿唔滿意啊？
好好味啊，我好滿意。麻煩你幫我多謝嗰位廚師啊！
好多謝你嘅讚賞啊！我會將你嘅謝意轉達俾我哋嘅廚師噶啦。
歐羅莎，你可唔可以陪我傾下偈啊？
梗係可以啦，漢斯夫人。
嚟啊，坐低啊。
坐喺度好似唔係咁好喎。
唔使咁拘謹噶喎，坐啦。佢呢種上咗年紀嘅女人就係中意搵人傾下偈，打發下時間。
夫人，你一啲都唔老啊！
聽你咁講，我真係要俾多啲貼士你先得。
200咁多嘅 VIP 區嘅客人真係好豪爽啊！多謝夫人，咁我就唔客氣啦。
收咗佢啦。係咧，歐羅莎，你係咪本地人啊？
係啊，我自細就喺舊城區大嘅。
咁你翻工都幾遠喎？喺度做咗幾耐啦？
啱嚟冇幾耐，我以前喺舊城區嘅碼頭做嘢㗎。
舊城區嘅碼頭，咁咪即係漢斯嘅。歐羅莎，你有冇聽過清關公司啊？
我知啊，係我哋碼頭區嘅第一人，有好多貨同商船都係清關公司嘅。喺我哋搬過嘅箱入邊，有一半都係佢哋㗎。嗯，係喎，清關公司嘅老闆好似係叫漢斯凡醫師㗎。唔通呢位漢斯夫人就係清關公司老闆嘅夫人？
歐羅莎，你女仔人家點會做呢啲嘢嘅？啊，我意思係喺碼頭做嘢唔辛苦咩？
因為我父母以前喺碼頭做嘢，所以我對嗰度好熟㗎。
以前？
嗯，佢哋已經過咗身啦。我爸爸以前嘅工友幫我喺碼頭揾咗份工，等我可以維持生計，跟住就一直做到而家啦。
哦，真係好對唔住啊！我唔應該提起呢啲嘢㗎。
唔緊要，漢斯夫人，我冇嘢喎。
你嘅父母都係貝洋人？
佢哋都係貝洋人，一出世就喺碼頭度做嘢。不過爸爸好似同我講過，我爺爺佢哋喺南方嘅島國移居過嚟㗎。我哋一家人一直都喺舊城區生活。喺我仲細個嗰陣，媽媽就過咗身啦。但係我都唔知具體原因係乜嘢。
10幾年前，我記得貝洋發生過好嚴重嘅傳染病。
應該唔係呢個原因啊！如果唔係，爸爸早就話咗俾我知啦。總之係爸爸養大我㗎。佢係碼頭工人嘅組長，於是我就跟住佢喺碼頭做嘢。但係佢就因為事故離開咗我。好在碼頭班工友都好照顧我㗎。不過就好似你話齋，可能碼頭嘅工作始終都唔係咁適合女仔，所以我就辭咗職嚟餐廳做嘢。
啊，原來係咁啊！
我仲喺度揾緊最啱我嘅工作。
你一定可以揾到㗎。歐羅莎，你今年幾歲啊？
啱啱18歲。
18歲啊？
夫人，做咩啊？
哦，冇乜嘢。你再講多啲你嘅故事俾我聽啦，我好想聽多啲。
吓？我冇咩故事噶喎，就係一直喺碼頭度做嘢咯。
咁你講下你喺碼頭嘅生活啦，或者其他事都得㗎。
咁好啦。點解尊貴嘅夫人會對底層嘅生活咁感興趣嘅？算啦，都係唔好諗咁多啦。然之後，布萊恩就話： 嗰日突然之間嚟咗一大批貨，我哋都要加班加到好夜。
哇，
雖然喺碼頭做嘢好攰，但係我成日都可以搵到機會偷懶噶。啊，漢斯夫人，你做咩啊？
冇事，我冇事，只係諗翻起我先生同我嘅細路。
打攪到你用餐啊，漢斯夫人。我係呢間餐廳嘅老闆亞歷山大米爾納，請問有咩問題呢？
弊啦！如果俾人見到漢斯夫人喺度喊，咁我咪水洗都唔清咯。
請你稍等一陣啦。我冇事。
漢斯夫人你好，請容我重新自我介紹。鄙人正是亞歷山大米爾納，舊米爾納餐廳老闆布魯米爾納之子，我就係呢間餐廳嘅繼承人。久聞漢斯夫人芳名，今日蒞臨，真係令本店蓬蓽生輝啊！唔知你對呢間新店嘅主廚出品滿唔滿意呢？
哇，係第一次聽到米爾納老闆咁正經講嘢喎。
米爾納先生，好多謝你。貴店嘅菜品可以稱得上珍饈美味，我好滿意。
Oh, it's my pleasure。漢斯夫人，唔知係咪本店對你招呼不周呢？點解我見到你眼濕濕嘅？
唔係啊，我對你哋嘅服務好滿意。
漢斯夫人，呢啲都係我哋應該做嘅。但係如果喺服務上有咩令到你唔滿意嘅，請及時投訴啊！唔好包庇我哋嘅員工啊！
米爾納先生，你誤會咗啦。我啱先唔小心整咗啲胭脂入眼，係呢位小姐用濕紙巾幫我清理。我對佢嘅服務好滿意，下次我再嚟用餐，都希望佢繼續為我服務。
哦，原來係咁啊！睇嚟係我諗多咗啦。
米爾納先生，可唔可以拜託你一件事啊？
請講。
我好中意你哋餐廳嘅出品，我亦希望俾我先生品嘗下。可惜佢平時好忙，冇時間同我一齊嚟。唔知你可唔可以準備一份外送菜式，叫呢位柯羅莎小姐送去我屋企啊？等我先生都試下你哋嘅手勢。
Oh, it's my pleasure。我一定會滿足你呢個請求嘅。
真係好多謝你。今日我仲有事要處理，咁我失陪先啦。
好，咁等我送你。
咁就麻煩晒你啦。柯羅莎，係咁，我哋夜啲再繼續傾下偈。
好啊，漢斯夫人。
夫人，呢邊啊。
點啊？你冇事啊嘛？做咩啊？嗰位夫人冇唔開心啊嘛？咁又冇，佢好 nice，仲俾咗好多 tips 我添啊！真係嘅？咁就好啦。係啦，你知唔知佢係邊個啊？應該係某位富商嘅老婆啦。不過唔知點解，淨係得佢一個人出嚟食飯嘅。你淨係估啱咗少少咋？點解嘅？佢唔係一般嘅富商夫人，係漢斯集團嘅董事長夫人啊！漢斯集團果然冇估錯，就係碼頭區嘅嗰間清關公司，就係嗰個漢斯集團啊！估唔到同我諗嘅一樣，真係巧啦！更加估唔到嘅係，佢居然係一個咁溫柔嘅女性。不過佢頭先點解會喊呢？原來係咁。頭先喺樓下見到嘅嗰班人係保鏢啊！居然仲有保鏢添啊！好似咁樣嘅大人物，肯定唔會自己一個出嚟啦。如果我搞到佢唔開心，咁米爾納會扣晒我啲人工噶。你都要小心啲啊！咁不如你代我去啊！ 咁難得先賺咗咁多。啊係啦，一陣仲要去送餐，不如你代我要去大堂值班啊！你加油啦！使唔使走咁快呀？唯有頂硬上啦。不過如果係漢斯夫人嘅話，應該冇問題嘅。唔知佢會俾幾多 tips 呢？深夜送餐應該會加錢噶喎，但係漢斯夫人佢對我咁好，我都唔好意思收佢 tips 啦。但係錢還錢，感情還感情啊嘛。新城區嘅街道真係好正啊！晚黑冇啲亂七八糟嘅人，靜得嚟又乾淨喎。估唔到嗰位夫人嘅身份係咁高貴噶，但係佢待人又咁親切，完全冇嗰種高高在上嘅感覺。嘿，送親去漢斯集團董事長屋企，可能會俾好多 tips 添。算啦，唔好諗咁多啦，要快啲趁熱送過去先得。頭先嗰個人咁鬼鼠嘅，呢啲嘢都唔到我理噶啦。漢斯夫人真係好啊，尋日俾咗好多 tips 我啊。
喂，我羅生，2樓 VIP 區
咩事？
你仲話唔知？
吓？
仲唔嗱嗱臨換衫執嘢？
點解會咁嘅咧？
我羅生妹妹你真係慘啦！
佢嬲乜嘢啊？咁鬼鼠嘅？佢係個普通人嚟嘅啫，會唔會係我太文？呢陣味係血嘅味道啊！唔通係我諗多咗？唔會有錯，佢身上有血嘅味道，唔見咗嘅，行咗巷度，有大路唔行，行巷仔，佢係啲咩人嚟㗎？
劈喺度得噶啦，屌得啦！咁犀利嘅人居然死喺坑渠度，屌咩犀利嘅人呢？未有咁夠膽咬主人。唉，點解唔帶開份文件喺身啊？搞到仲要去佢屋企揾，條友好撚蠱惑噶。
佢哋搞咩啊？頭先抌落坑渠嘅，係啦，要報警先得啦。
咪出聲啊！如果唔係就殺咗你。你係咩人？幫邊個做嘢？
係啦，唔應該跟過嚟噶。我係餐廳嘅員工，我送餐俾人啊。
送餐俾人？就係呢個袋啊？
啊，冇錯係啊，唔信你睇下。
將個袋慢慢擺喺地下度。咁你答咗我先，你點解會喺呢條路出現噶？前面唔係居民區嚟噶。
我蕩失咗路啊！
蕩失路蕩到嚟呢個地方，
求下你放過我！居然有同伙，今次想走都難啊！
蓋恩先生，我哋翻嚟啦！
你哋啊，隨隨便便嗌我個名出嚟，見唔到一條靚妹喺度嘅咩？
咁。我哋冇留意啊！佢唔係，湯姆包括先生。
而家改口都遲啦，死蠢！
呢個叫蓋恩嘅人，仲有佢哋嘅同伙，唔通佢哋都係罪犯？今次弊啦！
喂，你過嚟，看實條靚妹。
係。
蓋恩先生，我
啲嘢咧？
攞唔到。
吓？點解啊？
因為真係好對唔住啊，嗰一先生，對唔住啊，請你原諒我啊！
講啦，點解攞唔到？
大佬，嗰個老闆屋企周圍都係差佬，好似佢嘅屋企人已經察覺到佢失咗蹤啦，已經報埋警添。
差佬？邊個帶隊？
好似係貝里克，即係嗰個副局長啊。
點會係佢嘅？
綁架老笠嗰啲嘢係嗰個形式嗰邊管噶嘛？低帽係咪撈嘢㗎？你哋班友有冇揾過人嚟幫手啊？
揾過㗎啦，但係低帽話貝里克同嗰個老闆關係好好，所以收到報案之後親自接手呢單案，佢啲人插唔到手啊。
成班都食塞米。
大佬，跟住點做好啊？
我搞掂呢條靚妹先，你哋同我睇水，有料到出聲。喂，
喺度，我喺度啊！
喺佢身上查到啲乜嘢？
大佬，我抄到呢樣嘢啊！
餐廳員工嘅胸牌，你叫柯羅莎啊？
係啊，大哥哥，我都話我係餐廳打工噶啦，唔好呃你咧。
咁你喺邊間餐廳度翻工啊？
米立餐廳就喺新城區啫嘛。
你送餐點解冇着工衣嘅咧？
我係受客人委託，收工順路過嚟送餐，炒下更啫。
你本來係諗住送餐去邊度？
死啦，講唔講好咧？佢哋睇落好得人驚啊！
你唔好諗住老點我啊，靚妹。話我知你想去邊度。
新城區伊斯家。
意思？清關公司嘅老闆漢斯凡意思？
係啊，冇錯。
有意思，真係巧。你又冇着工衣，人哋憑乜嘢信你係送餐㗎？
漢斯夫人認得我㗎。
何？檢查佢個餐盒，睇下除咗食物之外，仲有冇其他嘢？
係。
報告凱恩先生，一切正常，聞落仲好香添啊！
唔好整亂啊，擺翻原位。好，我信你。
太好啦，咁我
不過好可惜啊，你見到啲唔應該見到嘅嘢。Sorry 啊，我唔可以俾你爆出去。
你想殺咗我？
冇錯，要怪就怪你自己攞嚟衰。
點算好啊？快啲諗辦法啦，柯羅莎！咪住先，如果佢想殺我嘅，一早就殺咗啦。佢頭先咁問我，一定係有原因㗎。
你睇落都幾淡定喎。
你睇落唔似係個中意講嘢嘅人。如果真係想殺我嘅，點解要講咁多？
睇嚟你唔想死住喎，係咪？
梗係啦！你話我知點先肯放過我？我乜都肯做噶。科爾塞斯大神，你一定要保佑我啊！
求生意志。你果然好醒目喎，靚妹。冇錯，我想你幫我做件事。
做完你咪放過我先。
梗係啦，咁樣你就變埋共犯，我咪唔使擔心你爆大鑊咯。我唔單止唔會殺你，仲會俾一筆揞口費你，又或者你當係貼士都得嘅。總之多過你送餐送1年。
係咩事啊？
同啲醒爬嘅人講嘢真係慳翻好多時間。你去漢斯屋企同我攞樣嘢翻嚟。
你想我去偷嘢？
冇錯。
乜你唔驚我走咗去嗎？
咧，裏面嗰條友半年前諗盡辦法想着草，而家咪瞓咗喺度。我知道你個名、你做嘢嘅地方，同埋我見過你，靚妹。就算你走得甩啦，你都仲有屋企人同朋友㗎。
我知點做啦。
Good， 你係醒目女嚟嘅。
你想我點做？
唔使急，你兩個係
乜你唔去？
你問咁多嘢，我仲要執埋啲手尾。
我唔會㗎。
行啦，你哋看實佢，下次咪再搞啲騷。
收到啦，大佬。
今次真係當黑啊！居然會撞正殺人，嗰個人一睇就唔係咩善男信女，佢冇可能會放過我㗎。就算幫佢偷完嘢，我諗都只係增加個俾佢殺人滅口嘅理由啫。點算好啊？快啲諗辦法啦，柯羅莎！哎呀，點算好啊？一定要喺去到之前諗辦法甩身啊！
哈，係啦，兩位大哥哥啊，我哋要去攞啲咩啊？
你而家唔使知咁多。
但係我覺得提前知道嘅話，我可以做翻啲準備啊嘛。萬一我一個人拎唔喐嘅話，
去到會話你知點做噶啦。而家同我收爹，乖乖地行。
弊啦，有啲肚痛添。可唔可以俾我搵個地方方便下先啊？係啲女人嘢嚟㗎。
叫你收爹乖乖地行啊！咪撚喺我哋面前玩嘢啊！喂，俾佢去都冇乜嘢啫，女仔肚痛呢啲嘢。你係咪忽大咗啊？今晚我哋已經俾海恩先生鬧完噶啦！如果再出啲咩事嘅，我哋兩個都入埋坑渠啊！哦，咁好啦。喂，靚妹啊！肚痛就好閒嘅，飲多啲熱水冇事噶啦。
痛死人啦！唔得，呢兩個人警覺性好高啊，搵唔到機會添，點算呢？好唔好乘機兜巷仔走呢？但係新城區嘅路我又唔熟，萬一逃走失敗，俾人捉住咁咪慘啦！哎呀，煩死人啦！如果呢度係舊城區嘅咁就好啦。諗辦法，諗辦法，快啲諗辦法啦！
有個醉酒佬行緊過嚟喂，麻鳩煩，咪嘢佢啊！喂，你想點啊？
幫下我唔識路翻屋企。
放開我啊！我話知你唔識路翻屋企啊！哇，咁大陣機口除嘅，你飲機口飲醉㗎？你快啲趕佢走啊！我知㗎啦，你開實條靚妹，咪俾佢走甩啦！
激氣啊！如果呢位大叔可以救我嘅話，唔得啊！佢已經醉到啤啤呼啦。
我屋企應該就喺附近嘅，等我睇下先。條路自己識喐嘅，我係唔係離屋企越嚟越遠啊？
放手啊！唔好攬住我隻腳啊！我唔得閒陪你啊！喂，一個醉酒佬咁大力嘅，放手啊！平時又話一個打10個，等我嚟啦！
唔該，你幫我斟酒，好正啊！再嚟一杯，
咁大力嘅！你條契弟啊！
他能那班人都不外如是啫。
原來呢位大叔係揸追㗎。啊！小心啊！睇住左邊啊！
呢條嗰隻腳，
招啊！呢度好危險啊！跟我走。
好。真係好多謝你救咗我。請問你係？
私家偵探埃勒里拉特。
拉德先生，我叫柯羅莎，真係好多謝你救咗我。
濕碎啊！我見你俾嗰兩個人挾持住，咪諗辦法幫你咯。
好彩你睇得出咋，
算係作為偵探嘅直覺啩。背陽嘅夜晚咩都有可能發生，所以一定要保持警惕。而且最近嘅治安咁差，啲道友索完嘢就會周圍走嘅。
真係好多謝你啊，拉德先生。我當時真係唔知應該點算好啦。
如果唔係你諗辦法反抗，我都唔會離遠就留意到你。你應該多謝自己嘅勇氣。哦，係啦，你點解會俾嗰兩個人挾持住嘅？你知唔知佢哋係卡勒亞克幫嘅人啊？
咩話？佢哋係卡勒亞嘅人？
冇錯，我接受咗個委託，喺度調查卡勒亞。頭先嗰兩個人喺卡勒亞內部專門做啲嗱喳嘢，佢哋點解會纏住你嘅？
呢個人睇落唔似係衰人，而且仲救咗我添。同佢講應該都唔緊要㗎，件事係咁㗎。
原來係咁啊！咁睇嚟，漢斯先生已經凶多吉少啦。
你點知㗎？
今日晏晝有人報案，話有人發現咗漢斯先生部豪華馬車，車夫同保鏢都俾人殺咗。漢斯先生本人就不知所蹤。目前警方喺度按照綁架案嘅方向去追查，但係偏偏喺呢個時候，佢哋又叫你去漢斯先生屋企偷嘢。咁睇嚟，嗰條屍9成就係漢斯本人啊！
真係咁啊！
仲有啊，你講嗰個男人係咪叫蓋恩？咁你真係唔好彩，撞咗個麻煩友。
佢係咩人啊？
卡勒亞組織嘅頂級殺手，聽講佢加入卡勒亞，只係為咗殺多幾個人。呢條友真係癲嘅。我羅莎小姐，我需要去漢斯先生屋企，將呢度嘅情報轉達俾喺嗰度查緊案嘅貝利克副局長知。我希望你可以同我一齊過去。
點解要我一齊去㗎？
咁仲使問嘅？你係目擊證人嚟喎。再講啦，蓋恩嘅人好有可能仲揾緊你。對你嚟講，去一個警察多嘅地方會安全啲嘅。當然啦，我唔打算勉強你。如果你唔願意嘅，我就送你翻屋企啦。
睇嚟今次真係麻煩啦。跟佢去，咪真係會俾佢拖埋落水？警察係咪可以確保到我安全㗎？
We'll be lucky to make it out of here alive.
Envoy, didn't think I'd be seeing you. For one,
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
It's too preposterous to believe. How could a plague be ended by speaking with a god?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened? Finally, a ray of sunlight shines through the storm cloud.
I will not grovel at the envoy's feet for solving a plague I am not convinced was real.
Consider yourself blessed to be so ignorant, then. Thirdborn lost more good people than wardens with wits.
You know nothing of me or my people, you fucking pirate!
Warden Commander, look around you. Is this really the time?
We believe the Dream Scourge was a malady of the soul. How did you put an end to it, Envoy?
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
So you say. But Shatterscarp is still littered with dream thralls, and Temerty is still pacing her room, muttering in the dark.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them? Ludwine had intimated that this land grew a new god. But how can that be?
Giada and I have some theories about the nature of the Adra in the living lands.
I'd say we're past the point of theorizing.
If the Adra here is a closed system, like a terrarium for our souls, then a gradual accumulation of essence could coalesce into a being in the beyond.
Much like the formation of gemstones. All it takes is time and the right application of pressure.
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutadek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
Similar roots had infected the structures at Naku Kubel. If they and the Dream Scourge were really the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Altruism is fertile ground for folly, I've found.
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Having Sapadal at our beck and call might be to our advantage. I'd like to see Rawatai try to stand toe-to-toe against a god.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days, but you wouldn't know it judging by how she fights.
Ludwine's run through the militia like a whirlwind.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves.
Oh, cheer up. You wouldn't be the first to make that mistake. Might not be the last either, depending on how things go. So long as her passion for Wodica lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwine who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her Steel Garrote laid siege to the city, shortly after you beat her to the garden.
We've had no news from inside for several days. From what we can observe, southern Paradise is in pieces, and the remaining militia batters at the gates to no avail.
Is there nothing our people can do?
Given the state of our supply routes after the Dream Scourge, and the Steel Garrote's destruction, we expect the people trapped inside will run short of fresh food and clean water in a matter of days.
Thirdborn still suffers from the Dream Scourge. Though you may have ended the plague, Envoy, many in Shatterscarp still are not themselves. I could bring no more than a handful when we heard.
Likewise, my wardens are still reeling from effects of the eruption. The keep was saved, but there is much to repair, particularly if we are to endure a siege. Most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against the Steel Garrote for the sake of Paradise, not when we are so few.
Well, that's been a point of debate. We can't agree on how to stand against the Steel Garrote, nor who should lead the effort.
There are too few of us to risk an uncoordinated effort.
So you let the Paradise militia go it alone?
Even if our meager forces should make it inside.
The siege won't end until Ludwine does. And none of you know how to kill her.
Precisely. The lawful settlement of a new Adirian colony, supposedly. Or the establishment of a Wodican state. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. Your presence would serve as a powerful endorsement. I suspect that's rather the point. If they don't believe in the strength of her convictions, she'll show them. Remember, she has an obligation to Wodica, a solemn oath. And neither the Steel Garrote nor the Queen that was look kindly upon oathbreakers.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman. Very mature.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Ludwine and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence. Why are you treating him with kid gloves when Paradis cries out for help?
Enough. I've heard your concerns. We cannot change it now.
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true god. That's Ludwig's vision for the Living Lands. That's what Ludwig thinks. Adir doesn't revere Wodika as fervently as it once did. Worship of Mogrin, Berith, even Aethys has gained a foothold. Many no longer trust that the gods are listening. Some question whether they guide the wheel at all. The Empire lost its foothold in the Eastern Reach. The well-bred avoid child-rearing in pursuit of cosmopolitan pleasures. The Church is weak against them. In a world of soul against soul, Ludwig believes we have lost ours. The Empire must change, or it will die. I'm afraid you're in the minority there. You and I both know she is not the only one in the Empire who feels this way. Even the Emperor can see, in some sense, that she's right. Why else would we be here?
Oh, I can't wait to see how you weasel out of this one.
I know it will. We are leading by example, returning order and dignity to Paradis in the wake of the Clavager's death. We will do the same to the frontier, given the chance.
Where was order and dignity when you burned Fior Messiverno?
My administration had nothing to do with that, as I know you know. Adiran rule and rule by the Steel Garrote would be markedly different beasts.
Spoken like a fucking diplomat. Splitting hairs when it all comes from the same head.
Order and dignity. That's what you think we're missing? Bastards! All of you!
You will take it all, whether the chance is given to you or not.
What passes between Ludwig and her men, or between Ludwig and the Emperor, for that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative.
Your empire is doing what it does best. Stamping out dissent until surrender is the only option.
Your republics are hardly any different. Their intentions in the Deadfire were certainly not pure.
As you say, we left the republics for a reason.
The Inquisitor answers only to Wodika. In attacking Paradis, she has dragged us all far beyond the bounds of the Emperor's desires. Ludwig agrees. Our success would model the order and dignity of the Steel Garrote, for whatever that's worth.
Careful, Envoy. Adir may still have a part to play, but don't let loyalty blind you.
When I think dignity, I think of the people who attacked Fior Messiverno unprovoked.
I've answered your questions. Now I would like you, all of you, to answer mine. Ludwig has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here. The Living Lands would become an extension of the Adiran Empire in leadership and law. Soldiers bearing the flag of Adir would be garrisoned in every town. They would be paid in Adiran shelling and speak only the Adiran language. Their roads would be smooth Adiran roads. Their medicine would be hygienic Adiran medicine. And their weapons would be efficient Adiran weapons. Our customs would become their customs. Our strengths would become their strengths. Our emperor would become their emperor. Turned toward a common purpose. No one, not Rawatai, not the Valian republics, not even a rogue god, would dare attack the living lands. This island would be safe for the first time in its history, and safe it would remain.
He would suppress our culture before it's had a chance to grow. Everything my people cultivated would be reduced to a footnote. If you have any love for this land, do not allow him to overwrite our history.
Rawatai built its empire from colonies like this. Many have become centers of culture and prosperity, backed by the protection of a strong navy. Of course, it can take decades to get there. And this road isn't an easy one. But Adir won't be the only empire eyeing this place. A formal agreement now could protect us from something worse later.
It shall be peaceful in that all dissenters will be silenced. So there's that.
The Living Lands is a lot of things, but it will never be Adir, no matter how hard Adir wants it to be. Adir should turn back now and save everyone a bunch of blessed day trouble.
The traditions of Solus are what give my wardens their strength. Without them, we would buckle under the weight of the tusks. I would sooner walk my people into the acid sea than trust an Adiran to hold me up.
The only threat I see on the horizon comes from Adir itself. You want me to thank this thief for protecting me from my purse? They can't offer us anything we don't already have.
Under Adiran rule, your countrymen would strip my people of everything that makes them unique, all in the name of spiritual hygiene. I cannot betray them like that.
The Adder's promise. Clip our feathers as we find our wings. The deed binds as the wire binds. To drown us. Why were we set free?
Of course. The Living Lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the Emperor. The grave would be expected to promote and develop the Living Lands to our mutual benefit. They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed from the local communities. The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes, and in times of war, soldiers. The Empire, I should note, is nearly always at war. In return, the Living Lands would enter Adir's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade, we would come to the Grave Room's aid. Naturally, that would be the Emperor's decision. But I suspect he would choose you. Only the strong survive the frontier. I used to believe that was Ludwig. But you were born to rule here. Quite literally. Well, give the matter some thought. You owe that much to yourself, at least.
We give up our fighters and the wealth of our lands, and get promises in return. But we have wealth enough to give some away, if it means my wardens may return to their vigil in peace.
A grave room wouldn't be my first choice, but we're going to need a hand with all the dream thralls left in Shatterscarp. So if the Emperor's willing to pitch in, then I guess so am I.
When the Empire demands its tribute, from where will it come? Emerald Stair is not the breadbasket it was, and the dream of yore is now deferred. If we accept this deal, I fear we are building a trap certain to catch our own legs.
Tribute, he says. Taxes, soldiers. The Empire has tried it all before. Look to the Eastern Reach if you don't believe me. They want to bleed us dry, to fill their coffers and fight their wars, to break us like wild animals. But I will not bend.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. We'd get the benefits of Imperial trade and protection without losing all of what makes this place special. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two. But right now, it gives us the security and stability to recover.
We were fine before Adir showed up, and we'll be fine when they're gone. Trust the lands and her people, Envoy.
If we give Adir power over us, we can't be surprised if they decide to flex it later.
Subtle, pernicious, cut the rot, yet the disease remains. Safety among spiders. A web gleaming with dew. They weave, they wait.
Of course. Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you, I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil, I'm open to uniting if you are.
Thirdborn alone couldn't stand against the storm, but the might of all of us, together, we could deter any but the most fearsome adversaries. And that's what cannons are for.
With the Envoy's support, we'd have a god in our pocket. What could the Empire do to stop us? Together, we could repair Fjord and create such miracles of animancy the living lands will become the envy of the world. It would be the honor of my life to stand with my people beside you all.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Risk into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the seeds? Many fruits on our boughs. We graft many leaves into strength.
Well, let's not twiddle our thumbs while Paradise burns. Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her Wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
You can count on Thirdborn. Our cannons stand with the living lands.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the living lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
God, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradise, and eventually the island.
The living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwig must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradise Militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Stilgarot a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. Let's just say this is not my first brush with a tyrannical authority, though. I pray it is my last. May all the gods of Eora and the living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the living lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
Let's go free a city, shall we?
What do you want, Envoy? Hadir and the Steel Garrote will regret ever laying eyes on the living lands. Yes, for now. Adir cannot be allowed to win. If they gain a foothold, they'll devour the rest of the living lands. All of us must be free, or none of us are. Give the Steel Garrote the end they deserve.
I have no idea why we even...
Envoy, I am sorry our paths had to cross in the midst of so much grief. Turning on your kinsman could not have been easy. But the Steel Garrote are overdue for a reckoning. Well, the future is hopeful, even if the present is dreadful. When the dust settles, the living lands will truly be free. While I have you, I wanted to check on Yatsli. Make certain she's warm and well fed. How are you, my little acorn?
Much better now that you're here, my oak.
Do you have everything you need for the battle to come? Weapons, snacks, intoxicants?
As tempting as that sounds, no. We have everything we need to kill that woman for good.
You can always stay behind if the battle rages too fiercely.
I missed you too, darling. I'll be right back. Mommy just has to take care of some things.
Take care in battle, Envoy. Your kinsman will not go easy on you. Hold nothing back. And farewell.
What? No words of encouragement for your favorite student?
Forgive me, Giada. My eyesight isn't what it used to be. I have nothing more to teach you. And yet, there is so much out there for you to learn. Once the dust settles, I trust you to live in whatever way suits you best.
Don't you dare make me cry. What kind of animancer cries on the eve of battle?
The best one I have ever known.
I won't keep us any longer. Let's go finish this.
I'll be back, my darling. Just have to take care of a few things.
Be seeing you, old man.
I can see why his people trust him. He's a natural leader.
It's no use. We're overrun.
That's one for us.
Worth and wrath! Be your sake!
The fighting has to stop.
No time to waste.
Paradise has really gone downhill, hasn't it?
Worth and wrath!
Coming from the rear. For you!
Seek!
They won't get past me!
Go ahead. I'll hang back and watch them.
That'll teach you!
There's fighting ahead.
We were never going to go quietly, were we?
Envoy, what are you doing? I thought you left town weeks ago. You can tell me when we make it out of this. I saw a few on my way here. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it. Suit yourself. I wish someone had stood up to the Steel Garot a long time ago. But, well, you're here now. That's what matters. Good luck. I won't let any of my workers get hurt.
Envoy! I doubted I'd ever see you again. I imagine I could guess what brings you back to Paradis. I must thank you once again for bringing me the Luminous Adra so long ago. Oh, it was wonderful! It was a complete failure, of course. But from that failure, I learned much. With some creative exploration, I was able to refine the Adra into a poultice that heals wounds at a fantastic rate. Indeed. It proved to be a larger problem than I could solve with my humble pokings about. I know you have much to do in town, so I'll let you go. Thank you again for everything.
We should go now, while the fighting's died down.
Can you not hear the screaming outside?
She's right. We can't go now. Envoy. I want to go home.
Gods, I never thought it would...
To go against your own emperor. You've got principles. I'll give you that. Shh.
Cool Black 10! Worth and wrath!
Nice. That'll show him.
Found you!
Here we go!
Worth and wrath! Silmesilitum! Heckworth and Roth! Heckworth and Roth! Heckworth and Roth! Silmesilitum! Isehe! Heckworth and Roth! Cruac 10!
Don't do anything foolish.
Next one's mine.
Wodeca demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
Let's pay Ludwig one final visit, shall we?
Lead on. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
She could use some payback for Naku Kuber, don't you think? Let's make sure she stays dead this time. All right, dearie.
We'll be lucky to make it out of here alive.
Keep moving, envoy. The sooner we get where we're going, the better.
can't sleep, neither can I. We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands, rallying under the banners of the Paradise Militia. Your Emperor will not be pleased. Political influence is dangerous. If you aren't careful, it can turn against you. When a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. You may even doubt yourself. This is the first time you were told to pick a side, and I fear it won't be the last. This conflict has really pulled you apart. Worse, it's put your soul at risk. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive, very powerful, and very accustomed to getting his way. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. It's an opportunity. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him. I'm glad we understand each other. It's good to see you fighting for the misfits and rabble-rousers. Time for you to get some rest. We have a big day ahead of us. Is it really that obvious? No matter who wins or loses, the living lands won't be the same. In my heart, I know that's a good thing. Life is impossible without change, and change can be frightening. I just want to put this behind us. I want it to be over. When I agreed to travel with you, I didn't think I'd find myself at the center of a political upheaval. So imagine my surprise when you gave the living lands a chance to unite, to prove itself, and to stand tall before its enemies. Granted, it was an uphill climb. The Dream Scourge exposed our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities. But thanks to our struggle, the island finally knows itself. Now we can decide who we want to become. I can't wait to see what we do with that freedom. Either way, the challenge is ours. No one can take it from us. But to answer your question, the future looks bright for a change. In truth, I'm not as worried as I used to be. I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. Formulating a theory, you might say. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubbornness, unfinished business, that sort of thing. Ludwig is held together by faith, and that may be her undoing. Precisely. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are. That's my point, exactly. I think you already have. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research. Until next time.
We'll finish this together.
You should get some sleep. Big day coming up. Right. Things feel different now. Wrong, somehow. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but it's always been a fight to survive. It's just a fight. Putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival. It's foolishness. You know, I've never seen a bear go to war. They fight for survival, not for causes. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for, what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. But it's some blessed day Sokka when you think about it. Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap. I'll be all right, Envoy. You go get some blessed day rest.
I can't wait to give the Steel Garrote a piece of my mind. The reckoning is long overdue.
You're gonna give him a lot more than a piece of your mind. Save some for the rest of us.
Odd fighting alongside the militia, but it feels right. Like we're fighting for the survival of the lands.
Now we get to see how much the Steel Garrote like being set to the torch.
We should take a moment to acknowledge what happened back there. You liberated the god of the living lands. Now they are unchained, free to do whatever they want. That's quite a gamble you made. No doubt it would have gotten worse over time. If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing their cage like a wild animal. Which means you have leverage over a god. How do you plan on using it? That's a lot of responsibility, but I have faith you're equal to it. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions. Emerald Stair was bad enough. I don't want to think about how bad it can get. Maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer, now that one of the gods is listening. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much for our little camp. We're not finished yet. For that, I'm grateful. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go from here, I'm grateful to have been a part of it. Until next time. You know me. Always ready with an answer. You too.
Well, here we are. We're doing this. We're fighting your people. Are you okay? No doubts or second thoughts? Well, at least you're honest. Thinking back on all we've done, it's impressive, don't you think? We went to the garden, a prison untouched by time. And that's skipping to the end. I mean, think of all we've done. You helped the Animancers get back on their feet after Fjord was raised. And though I may mourn the loss of Nakukubel, I can't deny that Thirdborn is safe now. Who would have thought I'd be here, fighting with an Adiran? Oh, I suppose I can work with that. Truly, thank you. I'm forever changed for our time together. As weird as you are, Envoy, I'm glad we're here, now, ready to save the living lands. Well, let's go kill that dead woman. How can I help, darling? Don't mind if I do.
not lost yet. We would still welcome her
You will go no further! You're testing my patience, envoy! You're done wasting my time! There you are! Envoy. Come.
She's not lost yet. We would still welcome her graft onto our tree.
So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time? Our conflict was foretold the moment you were born. You can no more avoid it than I can die. Look around, envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
Oh, but it is. Some wounds must be cauterized in order to heal. The only question is, what's to be done with you? You, who were once so bright and promising.
Her mind is already made up. She's just toying with us.
Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live. Do not patronize me. I have every right to put down a threat to the Empire. Steel yourself, envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
You will. You must. You have no choice. Face me and die with honor. Or fall to your knees and die as a coward. How you die doesn't matter, but you will die. Every vestige of Sapadal must be wiped from this earth. The Burned Queen demands it.
We are a challenge to her authority. She is afraid of what we mean.
Blasphemy. Sapadal is a clot in the heart of the world. What should they matter to the true gods of Aora? Your god will meet their end just as soon as I'm through with you. Hear me, envoy. I am the avatar of the Burned Queen, the goddess of retribution. I am her sword arm, her will in the world. And so long as I can fight, I will be her champion.
But she failed to ensnare the living lands, and we are free. How long until Wodika finds a new avatar?
I've done all that I could. She sees that. She must. It isn't my fault. Whenever you could, you stood in my way. I believed we were alike, Envoy. That when the time came for you to prove your loyalty, you would choose Adir. I believed the dream of our future, of our resurgent empire, would move you as it does me. And if that failed, I believed the Burn Queen would stop you. Yet here you stand before me, my enemy, unopposed by the gods. Why?
The worm of doubt gnaws at her soul. Where was Wodica when she needed her most? Where is she now?
No! The Burned Queen witnessed my devotion and accepted me as her champion. I don't need anything else. I can still prevail. I must. I feel her fire in me. I know I do.
Do you?
Wodica, my lady! Where are you?
No answer.
No! It's not true!
Shame. Suffocating shame.
Stop! I can't! No! 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 Forgive me! Wodica!
Wherever Ludwine is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more, the rebels of Paradis return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future. The Oracle Sargamus emerges from the Temple of Aethys unburdened by any purpose but for the one you gave him. He makes the long voyage to the Deadfire Archipelago and travels in the footsteps of his god, giving aid and comfort to those wronged by Aethys where he can. When his energy flags, he recalls the compassion you extended him, and he returns to his work with renewed devotion. His new labors cannot fill the hole left by his god's passing from the world, but they give him succor during the long hours of the night. He dies alone in the Deerwood, beloved of no one, but remembered by all he knew. He does not forget you. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. The ashes of Fior Messiverno continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. Now that Emerald Stair has emptied, you wonder if Elia still intends to claim the body you sold her. Most nights, you sleep with one eye open. Though free, Shatterscarp is still haunted by the surviving Dream Thralls after the destruction of Naku Kubel. The routine hunt for the remaining monsters becomes part of Thirdborn's everyday life, another chore atop a hardscrabble existence with few comforts. The youthful make a game of the hunt, retrieving artifacts from the dead to return to those they left behind. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the living lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. As the din of battle fades and the dust settles in Paradis, Kai finds himself alone again. He longs to enjoy the camaraderie that follows a skirmish, but something is missing. The songs ring hollow in his chest, and the drink lands dry in his throat. He packs what little he has and makes for the coast. He doesn't know where he will go, only that his time in the living lands is through. There was a lifeline here, but he never quite grasped it. He will drift. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a Warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Messiverno lives on in her. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yachtley returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Messiverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yardsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sopadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sopadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together. And in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
look at this or read?
Speriamo di non...
It's getting close. Down you go!
Ha beccato uno dei nostri! Ora do un'occhiata.
You should take better care of yourself.
Scovato!
Help!
Tagli addosso! Piedita!
Look out below.
Devo ricaricare! Fermati subito!
Come on!
Mancato! Adesso muori! Arrenditi! Ricarico! Eccoti qua! Ridetta! Avrai più fortuna! Metti giù quell'arma! Hab dich!
Das ist nicht lustig! Nimm die Waffe runter, verdammt!
Contatto a terra! Non hai speranza! Vado in copertura! D'accordo, procedi! No, non mi prendi! Mi serve un riparo! Per poco!
Hörst du dir überhaupt Lade nach! Du hättest jemanden treffen können! Jetzt ist Schluss!
Devo ricaricare! Ora ricarico! Adesso sei morto! Prendiamolo! Non deve scappare!
hear what the fascists might do to these ruins.
Trovato! Oh, sarà divertente! Sei lì, ti vedo! Non fate scappare quel pezzente! Non puoi niente contro di me! Credevi di svignartela, eh? Ehi, trovato! Prendetelo! Fuoco, accidenti! Finalmente si spara! Uomo a terra, forza! Uomo a terra! Dai! Più forte! Qui nulla! Gato! Prendetelo! Non finalmente!
Give it a rest!
Dai domani! Alleato a terra! Sto ricaricando! Potrei batterti anche dormendo!
Munizione, Stale! Lade nach!
Eccolo là! Eccoti! Non farmi ridere! Abbattetelo! Siamo matti!
Ich muss nachladen!
Ricarico! Ecco, ti ho
Let's see. Might be something for Gina.
Careful. have many good wares.